Yeah, I like that idea as well, right? Because we've seen that from Liquid a lot, is they draft this Enigma and they always just stick it on the offlane on its own, run a tri-lane top, which is, I want to say, a bit more unusual. A lot of teams seem to have kind of defaulted into this 2-1-2 meta for quite a long time now. I guess for Na'Vi, is it kind of a case of, you know, Enigma's always going to get something out of this. We'll just get levels to general. Our draft, I want to say Na'Vi's draft, it kind of looks simpler, right? You can just go in and you kind of just press your buttons. Whereas Alliance, I want to say on paper, it looks stronger in a big team fight scenario, but it does require very finite execution.
The battle begins.
Feels awkward as well. You're just running in and kind of killing yourself quicker at that point. They'll usually dish out 2 or 3 hits before you kill them. Yeah, I think the most critical thing is going to be always want to fly's positioning from a Na'Vi defensive point, right? Because these other 2 heroes, by level 2, they could easily opt for a point in their mobility, whereas the Disruptor is always going to be susceptible to this snowball and shards. Yeah, you don't really have the follow-up lockdown, right? Because when you're on the snap bar, Scatter Blast plus Cookie is kind of where you kill. And with that level 2, you will have tag team. And I want to say they're likely to go for Snowball here, just because 2 out of 3 of those heroes will be able to get out of ice shots.
Tonight.
Yeah, you mean general, right? Like 9-1 already. Yeah, the deniers are always a factor, but it's the case of you can't really stop the Slardar from getting his XP and gold in this lane. Not effectively. I guess the difference here is that the Slardar, after the laner phase, like he can just kind of sliver around, try and make kills happen, whereas the worry is you do have to be very careful with the Enigma, right? Like this black hole, it is quite a lethal tool, but the issue we've been seeing time and time again in the last few months is once you use it, if it's not the most god tier black hole, there's usually ramifications immediately afterwards for the next few minutes.
I will not forget this.
While that's happening top lane, they do finally get the Disruptor. They bring him low and kill him off. FNG low as well. Will die in return. But Nikobaby, he's the one who got the first blood. So a nice influx of gold into the pockets of the Juggernaut. Yeah, Lion's still a little bit confident about that, considering the amount of items FNG is now bringing out. Like, the amount of items that dropped on the ground. He's like, oh, okay. Better than Ikoria, lads. Now, Nikobaby has those boots, so you will have the ability to just get on top of always want to fly very quickly. A bit is an understatement here. I mean, Limp's the one who has to run away now, but they both very far. And are drawn on next to 0 HP. Meanwhile, Roger, he's He's diving deep here. I don't know what the plan here is because FNG turns around with the cookie and he's on the tower. V2's chasing in. He has got the pounce. Hold on to it. He'll get him with the disruptor. Disruptor will die in return, but maybe not. Very far, not good enough. At least got the XP first. Roger, however, if he dies as well, it's not looking good, but he's able to move away quickly enough with his boots.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
What do you do? Well, you say that. Hanskin is holding on to a point, but I don't know how you'd actually kill him even with a mango. He's just going to poke and prod and make sure that Roger doesn't run back to lane immediately. And that mid lane is getting pretty good for Lim. Because all that action on the top, that meant there wasn't any mischievous supports around the runes at the 4-minute mark. And Lim did find that DD, which has pressured Iceberg away from the lane for the time being. And Roger, oh no, that is mistakes being made, my friend. Clarity up. Hanskin can just run him down and kill him off. The bird has made mistakes here.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, it looks like Iceberg. These wards, they actually just started warding up his jungle to try and prevent him from getting the glorious creeps he's looking for. Yep, if they get another kill, Disrupt from the top lane goes down. V2 is being pressured. He's already behind an XP compared to Nikobaby. The other interesting thing is General on that bot lane, he did go for a move, so his plan is to try and kill S4 quick. Chase in, they'll find him. Hanskin's rotation on point and with a catapult wave, so a lot of damage going to be done to this tier 1 tower.
Radiant structures.
Roger. You might want to leave quickly here, bud. They offset some of the aggression on the tower at least, but there should be half the health of the tier 1 going anyway.
Good night.
They can't catch him. Always one of Flyers going for the 2 points of Thunder Strikes, so no cheeky Lim's plays. So far, I mean, Lim, he's just dragging so much attention to this mid lane, and he's still just getting everything. Meanwhile, on the bot, General has sort of make his move on S4. He doesn't have any mana for a black hole, but Hanskin's there to defend him at least, and it will cost him his life. Snowball buys some time. He's got the crush. He will get it out and kill him off. And now General not able to get away himself as S4 picks up the kill. The kind of worrying thing is the Alliance are the ones rotating down here first. Like with the type of build that General has, the way that's going, you'd expect maybe one of NAVI supports to be going down there first. Now NAVI support's trying to defend top, but V2 still feeling the pressure.
Much obliged.
Or the Slark, maybe. If he's... Yeah, when he's done murdering the ball. It looked like S4, he didn't want to commit the black hole. I can kind of understand as well. General's way too tanky to kill at that point with it, seeing as he doesn't have a single point midnight pulse. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, though, Iceberg's trapped in the river. However, that Ice Shards has helped him escape from Lim. There is going to be Snowball up to the high ground to chase onto him. He has still with the Scorched Earth, with the phase boost, trying to move away quick enough. He might just about survive this, but he needs assistance right now. Big field, not good enough. Storm will get him in the end, just about. Like you said, the pressure continues. I think another part of this is the supports, right? Like we've seen this already multiple times from Hanskin. He's now had a big impact in every lane. What's your comparative on NAVI? You've got a Phoenix and a Disruptor. Neither of these heroes are necessarily good rotators and both feel greedy in terms of like XP requirements.
Radiant's
for
middle
supports.
tower is under attack.
My blade is swifter.
But with this, Nice bug. Yep, catches him looking the wrong way. Could be to get him out, but there's going to be a glimpse back. Way to finish him off. They could catch FNG if he's not careful as well. But nah, they didn't have the mana for the connect field, so they'll back away happy with that. I mean, that was probably the best kill you could get right now. Limp is not really feasible as a pick-off.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Meanwhile, mid. General. Party in the mid lane. He realizes there are more uninvited guests that have arrived, and it will cost him his life. Limp getting max value out of that exorcism.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Limp. They're hunting deep.
Radiant's middle tower
Iceberg.
is under attack.
A little bit close for comfort. If he lands on the other side of that shard, he's definitely dead there. I mean, Alliance, they're just making the rotation, securing this tier 1 tower very early. Full the 10-minute mark, in fact.
Has fallen.
All right, now rate this for me. Compared to the Battle Fury lifesteal last game, is this more reasonable?
Are scanning.
A soldier's fortune. I'll take that as tribute.
Yeah, right now the Jug, the DP, and also the supports are setting the pace. So I guess in his eyes, okay, I'll be guarding in the late game. And that maybe frees up Nikobaby to go different with his build because he hasn't committed to anything other than Master Mana so far. Now they're committing on to him. Bashes are going to come out. Static Storm goes down. He has to stand his ground of 5. It's not good enough. The kisses are used by FNG. Now they'll look for vengeance on the General. There's no more roll in. The Walrus Punch is enough and always want to fight. Now needs to retreat. He'll go for the TP out, but the cookie is there and he will die alongside his fish.
My life. Squawk.
Reasonable. It seems reasonable to me. Let's not forget all the cookie utility, the ease with which it can also farm with Scatterblah. It's almost like this hero ticks almost every box you'd want. Oh. He's queued it up. But this one, I think this one's a bit more sane of a pick compared to the last game. Battle Fury Juggernaut. And that's the thing, right? That counterplay on the general bot happens because in a lot of games you might see drums or we'll see like a Hooded Defiance on a Slardar. But right now, the weakness of NAVI is their initiation is a little bit poo-poo. They don't have anyone that can really go in and lock someone down for the follow-up. So you have to rush this Blink on the Slardar. Disruptor's more kind of like you have to catch someone in an awkward position with a glimpse though, right? Like they have to be running away. So there's time to react, I guess, for Alliance is what I'd say on that one. As FNG finds out. And kind of got ahead of himself there. Forgot about the attack slow. They still clean him up. And this should start happening quite frequently because, you know, you look at Alliance's heroes, a lot of them are vulnerable to this kind of jump. You know, you think about S4, his build choice especially means he's incredibly squishy. DP is kind of the only one that can maybe survive, but considering she's got the Yules now. It's a little bit hesitant. I mean, they can't really see anyone. Everyone on the side of NAVI is playing off map right now. General's the only one maybe about to show on the creep wave bot. He'll move away quickly before they can punish him for it. Against a lot of physical damage, mind you.
Coming through.
If they're perma-stunned, they can't hurt me. This is a good logic. Jumps in. Goes to the stun. Glimpse back on a Nikobaby. Moving in. Too thrown out. Static Storm will catch the chunk as well. The kisses are being thrown out by FNT. B2 needs to move away quickly, General. Stands his ground. Snowball is out and across onto the Phoenix. He's starting, so he can't use the egg yet, and Limp's turning the fight. 2 for 2 so far, but Navi the ones hemorrhaging the bigger kills here. And always want to fly, be chased onto by S4. Meanwhile, on the other side of the fight, Roger is able to TP out alongside V2 and always want to fly with the glimpse. Able to escape. So they minimize the casualties and catch Limp using his ult and area the map where he can't turn it into a tower or an objective.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, that's nice. I'll take that.
Yeah, we saw how crippling the silence is at this point in the game in that last fight, and that's why Roger's already queued up a Lotus. So none of these Yules type items, or maybe like a Meteor Hammer that we see a lot of times, or a Spirit Vessel, he's just immediately identifying they need a Dispel.
Juggernaut!
Snowball as well. Snowball probably, I want to say it's the easiest spell to predict and reflect with Lotus, actually. I can't think of any spell that's easier to reflect. True.
Radiant's middle tower
For
is
what
under
he built it
attack.
for stuff. Ah, we all forgot about that mechanic. I remember them introducing that, and then for like a week, people being, gyro support is a good thing. Just rushing for stuff. And then going, huh, not really as impactful as I was hoping, bud. Pretty much. General. Stun on S4. Snowball across. He has got the black hole. No chance to throw it out, though. Static Storm goes down again. Glimpse gets rid of Limp because he's the one they're scared of, which means they can clean up the rest of Alliance, and it looks like General gets away alive. Whew. I mean, right now it is like a Scooby-Doo episode where the villains have been unmasked and they just all say, if it wasn't for always what a fly, I would have got away with it too.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
It's a good reference, you know.
Dire's structures are
Kids
fortified.
nowadays, they don't know what they're missing out. God, now I'm feeling old.
Radiant
Kids
are
nowadays, they don't know. Those whippersnappers
Dire's
don't
top
know what it
tower
was
is under
like back in
attack.
our days.
Dire's
They have
top
foiled
tower
the
has been
Disruptor.
denied.
Although I don't know if they can find
Dire's
more.
middle
They ping
tower
out
is under
V2.
attack.
He has got pounced in a few seconds. The kisses are coming through. I mean, you can just pounce and TP away. Too late, though. Didn't use the Shadow Dance quick enough. They're going to keep on hunting for the Scatter Blast. Put that puppy down.
Battle Fury!
General's still here. Yeah, this magical AoE damage was mentioned before. Stun comes out of Limp. Doom as well. Chasing in. There's that BKB. The shot's not helping out. Working against him here. Limp is going to be brought down. Hanskin gets glimpsed back. Snowball will dodge it out, but you're actually heading back to where they wanted you anyway. And this time, always want to fly will not die to that punch. Hanskin will die to this club.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
There is no dishonor in regeneration.
Nope. V2 didn't have, he TP bot already, so they didn't have a way of getting the Slark to the pit. I just hate that when your carries are more focused on creeps than Aegis. How often have you done that to your team where they're like, all right, we can Roche now, and you're like,
Dire are scanning.
I TP'd.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
think it's that typical, you know, you just dismount the player and make Manta, then maybe Halberd. Especially if you're worried about general, just mashing the right clicks into your face. Could save a life. Nice bug. Yeah, he's got his BKB, so not really an easy kill here. Maybe they can force it out of him though. Cookie in. And he refuses to press BKB. That is a big mistake. He's dead.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
I mean, it looked like more than that. It looked like he got out of his seat and just gone for a quick stretch. Didn't even move. The credit to Alliance, like after they threw out the initial stun, they made sure that it was chain stun, so there was no BKB chance. But an odd moment for Navi leads to not only a big skill, but also a tower take for Alliance.
I know I can trust you guys.
Jump in. Hanskin, he did get the snowball out, and they forced out the exorcism. They're going to try and move away with General. Glimpse does get S4 away from the fight, so no chance for him to actually throw out a black hole. He has to use the BKB at the end, but it's just retreating so far. V2 goes in with the Shadow Lance, does get the kill into Tusk. Now he needs out. The cookie's on point from FNG. The follow-up damage is good. They do trade, though, because they find the Juggernaut on the other side of the fight. And now, I mean, Elias, yes, you still got this black hole, but you had to use the BKB there, so you might end up having to give over something here. Now, if he could look to reinitiate. I think general. Not an easy one, though. Looks like they're willing to just go back and farm. I mean, the difference here, right, is that you've kind of opted in a way that your Jug, he's meant to be farming at this point. This is a critical point after you get the Battle Fury. And yes, it is trading the Slark, but he's kind of already got what he wants this game. He just wants to keep on fighting, as you mentioned earlier. Smoke movement now from Alliance. The other heroes want to fight. They have got the kisses in the black hole. It's a level 2 kisses. Always want to fly. Whoa. Glimpses one away. No, sorry. Lotus will reflect the snowball. But he's going far away from his team here. He has got the static storm. We'll throw it down onto 2 heroes. It's just buying time so the rest of his team can back away. That does mean you're likely to give over Roche here, though, because Alliance, they could just set up some wards and look to go. Yeah. He does not regret this item, okay? This Lotus is a great pickup. Don't make him feel bad about it. It's great when you're looking to win the fight, not so much otherwise. And he finds out the hard way. As you said, they didn't go in the pit because Exo was on cooldown. I'm surprised they didn't try and get some vision on the high ground. They have got this deep ward near the tier 2 of Navi in the mid, though. Very unlikely to get warded and should spot any smoke attempts by Navi.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Say, too bad, General. You want the gold? Go club some heroes. And they are a bit split. So there we go. There's going to be TP. This should be where they make the move. They got a smoke. But V2 go on to hit more creeps. Probably dangle him is the optimal scenario here. But the smoke comes out first. Ooh. Nikobaby has got that ferocious sand. He's ready to go. Eidolon spot them out, jump in with a Aura's punch. The kiss spot, that is not used defensively, but it's not good enough. They cut across the fight ball. Black hole goes down to the BKB. BKB on Iceberg. Doom is controlled up. 2 dead already on the side of NAVI. They need to get out with more casualties here. Iceberg going to move away. They look to re-engage. Buybacks come out. Egg on the high ground. They have no way to hit it right now. General goes in. Does connect. Nikobaby throws out the Omni Slash, though. They're trying to get rid of the X. What can do? It's not good enough. The Doom is down on limp as well, so he can't stand his ground for much longer. FNG is burning up on this. It's going to be brought low. Snowball cannot save him. They need to move away. They've lost to Slardar again. They might lose more. Always want to fly. No way away from this. Even the kinetic field will not protect him as Nikobaby gets the triple kill on Alliance. They take a win in this fight, and a big one of that. That was some big buybacks out to NAVI. They might be fighting more. Lois doing his work. The barrel worse. Iceberg able to move away quickly. Does get stunned up though. He's holding that BKB again. That's twice now. Maybe wrong keybind, or maybe keyboard not work. I'm not sure, because we had that one top near the creep camp, and now this one. I mean, it doesn't feel good to cast your long BKBs like that, but if it saves your life, just take it. Free kill for V2 on the other side of the map while we're at it, though. As he did find a standby and he had a haste. But yeah, bigger objective definitely in Alliance's hands here. Julia moves out of NAVI, and now with Nagus in the hands of Alliance, 6,000 gold net worth lead and building. And I mean, especially the bigger things, General's kind of growth, right? Look at his net worth now. He's completely just curbed off.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Most importantly, that Midas. Sound of sweet gold. Iceberg is still getting loads of gold. Maybe if he gets a new item and then starts using that golden item he already has correctly, we could see them still take a fight, because there are very good Doom targets. It's just in that last engagement, it felt awkward because he's doomed limp after he's used the X.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Just a quick fire round then. Cast your ultimate before your opponents. The problem they have now is, with that Aegis in hand, as you mentioned, means they can just flaunt this jug ahead, and you can already see that NAVI, they're just interested in shoving other objectives and forcing responses, which they will. Iceberg, does he find the button this time? There it is! My man!
Top tower is under attack.
He figured it out! He's running up the river and away from issues. Alright. Third time's the charm, alright? Nothing big was used by Alliance, though, in that situation, so we're not going to give him a standing ovation. But he does survive.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Okay, they're a little bit too late to find a treat. That means they know Escor's back here, though, which means he's not with his team. So if they move away quickly, they could try and find a fight here. Nikobaby is on the high ground, forcing them out. They know where Escor is, though. They're pinging him. Time to sliver on in. They find the DD. And straight up the river, into Escor's face. They'll just pick off the Black Hole Man before he can even get into the equation. And they're rapid right now. Alliance need to be careful. Nikobaby. Oh, he's still missed that. BKB might supposed to try and run this one off. He's able to move away. Nikobaby can't finish him off in time. The Sun's out of Phoenix trying to get rid of him before he can throw out the egg. But he can if he wants to. He's free to do what he wants now. Connect Shield's going to go down. Hansi does get trapped inside. And Limp with BKB trying to fight up against this. General is going to be brought low. Will be killed off. And the Suns once again stopping Roger from doing any sort of counter attack with the egg. So one dead on each side right now. But considering how that started, NAVI, they probably feel like they should have got more out of that.
A gift from the tempest of battle.
And as a result, gonna have S4 up again in 2 seconds. The Aegis, it's not long for this world anymore, but they've still got the Black Hole to play around. The Kisses were used, so likely Alliance don't want to fight for the next minute. Na'Vi, maybe they try to go for a play as soon as they got all 5 up. It's, you know, you got Static Storm off cooldown in 10 seconds. But you'd have to be quick here. Less than a minute now. And they probably have this, you know, stamped onto the post-it notes at this point, so they know exactly when it's going to be the case. But it seems like a bit split. I mean, General's gone all the way top here. Just trying to finish off that BKB.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, that's the thing. Alliance, every time they use these big spells, they need to make sure that they're forcing a situation where Na'Vi can't back away. That's why the way they handled that last fight was so critical, because they didn't really have an easy way to back away from that, but they still make the most of a bad situation.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
It's just when you don't have that backup life of Aegis, do things turn around. This is a hard one. He's going for the Linkers next as well, so very difficult to start the fights with him. And, you know, Iceberg, he doesn't have the strongest initiation follow-up either, because he still has got the pack aura, right? He hasn't gone for the stomp at this point that we usually see out of Dooms. Whoa. Well, he might be asked to test his button. Alliance today, the official testers of BKB button. He uses it. There we go. But it really doesn't matter. Whew. And that movement slow is pretty crippling. Whoa.
Dire's top
Plus
tower
5 with an
is under
axe. We're
attack.
living in dreamland here. This isn't Team Secret. The farm distribution on Na'Vi is very much traditional. Poor guy's not even got 4,000 gold to his name. But let's see if we can get a little bit more gold with this smoke. Actually drawing a line away from the main force of Alliance. They might catch sight of FNG passing through mid if they're lucky, which would be the optimal target. I mean, that's the long-range artillery bombardment if you're Alliance. Oh, don't all boss fighters dream of those days?
Tower is under attack.
And it kind of felt like we created this upper class of supports, right? Like if you were kind of born into riches if you had a GPM talent. Otherwise, you're one of the peasantries.
Are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Something like that. And I think someone had 120.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
A little bit bonkers. And then you got some had level 15s. I think there's 1 or 2 level 20s that were absurd as well. And oh, look at Korea. We won't be tempted like people would in your pub games. This is a professional team. They will settle for nothing less than 2 Koreas. But Alliance, they're reluctant to give over this high ground, and they're anticipating this move. They are suspecting. They just don't know which side it's coming from, but they might find out in a moment. Smoke ran out. They need to actually back up here. Okay, that's awkward. Iceberg might be forced to use that BKB. S4 goes in with the black hole with the BKB. He does catch on Iceberg. Now the bomb, the Exorcism, and the kisses. Kisses get interrupted though. General cuts the back line on FNG. Cookie down the low ground to move away. 2 dead on the side of Navi. Almost 3 actually. They might catch this one anyway. Yours does stop V2 in his tracks and kills him off. And they'll chase him for more. They'll find the Phoenix with the lowest on cooldown. Means he's fallen as well. And Alliance, they just got the keys to Navi's base. GG. They know it's over.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.